Namaste, all the way from beautiful Ubud in Bali. I cannot wait for you to join me on the mat for this energizing Hatha yoga flow. Get ready to stretch and strengthen the full body. My name's Alannah. I'll see you on the mat. Beginning seated on our mat, inhale, reach the arms up overhead, palms press. Exhale, just gently float the hands to heart space. Setting your intention for the practice. Connecting with your breath. We'll do this 2 more times. Inhale, reaching up, palms press. Exhale, hands down the midline, stopping at our heart center. Just tuning into the breath, tuning into the body. 1 more round. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, hands stop at our heart center. And then whenever you're ready, we'll press back into an all-fours position, ready for our cat-cow. Warming up our spine, we inhale, drop the belly, look up, and exhale, round, tucking the chin to the chest. Move intuitively here, and then our next round, we'll keep that back arched and lower our chin and chest to the mat. And then shuffling the legs back, taking our first baby cobra on the inhale, float the hands off the mat. Exhale, pressing back into our first downward facing dog, just pedaling out the legs here, stretching into the back of the legs, the calves, the Achilles, letting our chest melt towards our thighs. Eye gaze to the top of the mat, we walk our feet as many steps as we need to our hands, halfway lift, inhaling. Hands can come to the shins if you need, of course, and then we're taking our first forward fold. I'm opting for a ragdoll, catching on to either elbow and just adding a gentle sway from side to side. And then we're going to roll it up, inhaling, palms press overhead, gentle back bend. Exhale, roll it back down. Starting to warm up with our sun salutations, we inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step back into a low lunge, right foot back, left foot forward. Hands can come to the back of our hips, pressing our pelvis forward, or we can come into a gentle back bend, reaching the arms up. And then exhale, hands frame the foot, stepping back into a high plank, and then we lower all the way down onto our belly, taking either a baby or a full cobra. Inhale. Exhale, pressing back, downward facing dog. Taking a moment here to reset, recenter. And then stepping forward with the left foot, drop the back knee. Hands frame the front foot, step forward with your back foot. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, root to rise, palms press overhead. And exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, slowly reach up. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, stepping back with our left foot now, right foot in front. Drop the back knee. Hands can stay where they are, or maybe towards the back of our hips, or reaching all the way up. Hands frame the front foot, stepping back into our high plank. Inhale. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog or cobra, your choice. Exhale, pressing back, downward facing dog. A moment to reset before we come back into our low lunge with our right foot out in front. And then stepping to the front of the mat, halfway lift. Inhale. Exhale, taking our forward fold. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Taking a moment to find stillness, slow the breathing down, noticing the changes in the mind. And then inhale, reaching up. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, stepping back with our left foot, coming into our warrior one. Exhale, opening up into warrior two. And start to sink down into the front knee. Reaching forward with the front hand, and exhale coming into our reverse warrior, feeling a gentle side bend. Then we can either bring the right elbow to the knee, left arm overhead, or you can bring that right hand inside of the foot, or you might come into a bind. And gently coming out back into our warrior two, cartwheeling the hands to frame the front foot, stepping back high plank. Inhale, prepare. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale into our up dog, and then exhale back, downward facing dog. Look forward, step forward with the right foot, ground the back heel down, warrior one, reach the arms up overhead. Flip the palms, interlace the hands behind the back, lift the heart, drop the head. Inhale, slowly shift it forward, let the hands fall overhead, humble warrior. Inhale to rise up, hands frame the front foot, look forward, step forward, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, root to rise, palms press overhead. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, melting back and stepping back with your right foot. Ground the back heel down, reach the arms up into our warrior one. Dropping deeper into the front knee, opening up into our warrior two. Bend deeper into the front knee, reach the left arm forward, and then exhale, slide the right arm down the leg, lifting your left arm overhead into a gentle side bend. Inhale, slowly resting that left elbow onto the left knee, right arm reaches overhead. Option to stay here, or you can then bring your left hand into the inside of the left foot, reaching the right arm overhead. Or if you did so on the other side, you'll clasp your hands behind your left thigh, coming into our bind. Option to have the eye gaze down or looking up over your right shoulder. Gently unclasp the hands, coming back up into our warrior two before we cartwheel the hands back into our high plank. Inhale, prepare. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Breathe in and out. Looking forward, stepping forward with the left foot, ground the back heel down, back into our warrior one. Flip the palms, interlace the hands behind the back, shine the heart forward, look up, inhale. Exhale, hinging forward, allowing our left shoulder to tuck inside the left knee. Hands just melt overhead, stretching the chest, the shoulders. And keep wrapping our left hip in towards the middle of our mat. Inhale to rise, hands frame the front foot, we step forward, halfway lift. Exhale, sinking down into a well-deserved forward fold. Rising up, palms press. Then exhale, hands to heart center. Taking a moment to just soak in our practice. Before we inhale, sweep the floor, sit back in our chair. We can bring the hands to heart center in prayer. Then take an exhale as we twist, hooking our right elbow outside our left knee. Eye gaze up or down, whatever feels good for you. Then ground the weight into the left foot, step back with your right. Coming into a twisted lunge, either staying with this option here, or you can bring your right hand to the floor, lift your left arm up into our twisted lunge. Hands frame the front foot, inhale, step back, high plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, look forward, step forward with the left foot into our arrow pose. Back heel is elevated. Torso and arms out in line with our back leg. We can shoot our arms back and lift up into our warrior 3. And then gently stepping our right foot back down, coming into our chair pose. Inhale. Exhale, twisting over to the other side now. Hook that left elbow outside the right knee. Eye gaze up or down. Then start to shift the weight into the right foot. Step back with your left, coming into our twisted high lunge. If you did so on the other side, you'll bring your left hand to the floor, reach the right arm up. Whatever option feels best for you today. Coming out of your twist, ready to wash it off with a vinyasa. Inhale, high plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, pressing back, downward facing dog. Looking forward, stepping forward with the right foot, opening up into our arrow. Sweep the hands back, and then start to float the back leg off into our warrior 3. On your next inhale, step forward, sit back in your chair. Then exhale, folding forward, and this time I'm going to bind my thumb and peace fingers, catching onto my big toes, flaring out the elbows to the side as I exhale, pull myself in closer, and then just relax the neck. I'm giving it a little wiggle from side to side. Just allow your head to be heavy here. Using your hands to pull you in closer, flaring the elbows out to the sides, letting the crown of the head fall towards the floor. Such a good stretch. Then coming out of it, unbinding, taking my feet a little wider into Malasana, our deep yogi squat. Hands can come in prayer over the heart space. Option to stay here, or if it's in your practice, let's arm balance, float it into our crow pose. Gently coming out of it, you can roll out the wrists, or I'm going to take a little twist to release through the back and open up the hips. And then we're going to wash it off with a vinyasa. So step back into your high plank, inhale. Exhale your chaturanga, inhale your back bend. Exhale, downward facing dog. Eye gaze forward, we're going to jump through into our cross-legged. And then come into our high boat pose. So hands can be behind you like so, or you can hold on to your thighs, or you can reach your arms out in front. The legs can be bent or legs can be straight like our boat pose here. Then we're going into our high boat, low boat. Inhale to come up to high boat, exhale to come up to low boat. This is a strong core workout. Optional challenge here, we're going to hold our high boat, and if we can, interlace the peace fingers and thumbs around the big toes again. You can keep the legs straight, or we can start to separate them out to the sides. If you can't catch onto your feet, hold wherever you can. Then we're going to gently come out of it, make our way over onto our back, ready for our bridge pose. Strengthening the back of the legs, gently bending into our back. Exhale, grounding the weight down into the heels, squeeze the glutes, lift the hips up. Inhale, gently lower down. Now, option to continue up and down like this, or we're going to hold it here for a little bit more work. If you would like to deepen into your back bend, roll your shoulder blades under, interlace your hands behind your back, press your clasped hands into the mat. Try and lift your hips up a little bit higher, bending into our upper back here. Then slowly unclasp the hands, lower the hips down, hug the knees into the chest. Maybe a little rock from side to side to release and massage into our lower back. Gently release the legs. We're coming into our shoulder stand here. We're going to start by lifting the legs up, the hips up, using our hands to help press our lower back up, keeping our elbows tucked in. Keep sending the hips forward, squeeze the legs together, and only if we can, we're going to start to take our hands away, interlacing our hands behind our back, pressing our clasped hands into the mat, lifting our legs as straight up as possible. Only if we feel comfortable, we slowly lower our legs overhead. Keep the legs straight, or option to take it a little further. Open the legs wider so that we can bend our knees and let our knees fall towards our ears for a little bit more of an intense stretch. Unclasping the hands so we can slowly roll it down vertebrae by vertebrae. Counteracting the flexion with a little heart opener, this is our fish pose. Sitting on your hands, bend those elbows, shine your heart towards the heavens, drop the crown of the head towards your mat, opening through the front of the throat, the chest. Then slowly coming out of it, making our way down onto our back. Bring your right knee into the chest, give yourself a nice big squeeze. Then we can take that right knee out to the right. Option to keep the knee bent or straighten out your leg, coming into a nice hamstring stretch. We can then bring that right leg out to the right, using your left hand to ground down the left hip. You can either bend that knee back and take it across to the left, or if you want a more intense stretch into the outside of your right thigh, you're going to straighten that leg and catch on to the outside of your foot. Keep pulling that foot closer towards your face, keeping both legs nice and straight. So feeling a nice spinal twist and a stretch through the outside of your right thigh. Right arm is out to a T and the eye gaze over the right shoulder. Come back through center, hug both knees into the chest, and then let your right leg fall to the mat. Open your left knee out to the left. And if you did so on the other side, we extend that left leg along to the ceiling. And if you did so on the other side, you'll start to bring that straight leg out to the left. You can opt to bend the knee if you need to, if this is too intense. We're using that right hand to keep that right hip grounded. Option to bend that knee back and take it across the body over to the right, left arm out to a T. Or if you did so on the other side, that left leg straightens and you catch on to the outside of your left foot, keeping the leg straight and guiding that foot closer towards your face to give you a more intense stretch on the outside of that left thigh. We'll bring both knees into the chest to reset, circling the knees apart and in the opposite direction. Touching on to the outer edges of your feet for happy baby. If you can't get there, hold on to the outsides of your calves, and we'll add a gentle rock from side to side to open up the hips, release the back. Rocking up, and we'll finish class the same way we started. We'll start by bringing the hands to heart center. Taking an inhale and a long exhale. Inhale, reach the arms up overhead, palms pressed. Exhale, bring the hands to heart center. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, hands to heart center. We'll go one last time. Inhale and exhale, thanking yourself for your practice, and thank you for joining me on the mats. Namaste. I hope you enjoyed today's flow. I have a lot more where that came from, so I'll see you on the mat next week for another weekly workout. Be sure to like, comment and subscribe. I post new weekly workouts.